Break the Board Sports. It's week 10 in the NFL. It's teaser time. Click that like, hit subscribe. We always love teaser week. Last week, we put together now for the last 5 weeks, we've been over 80% on these teaser give outs. Been absolutely phenomenal. Again, click that like, hit subscribe. Check out all of our content, college, NFL. We got some awesome stuff coming. Got a Discord chat coming for you guys. We can bounce things back and forth. Also got some special tutorials coming. So all kinds of good stuff coming down the pike. Again, whole goal when I started this was to help people learn how to handicap, share knowledge, and make it a community. So let's hop right into it again. So just to recap for those of you who haven't been with us before, 6-point teasers. I know it's what everybody likes. I do a lot of 7-pointers. Woo, RJ. 6-pointers like $1.25. I got to spend like $1.40, someplace $1.50 on a 7-pointer. I get it. I want the extra point. It is loom large for me personally. Again, whatever you feel comfortable with is fine, but I give out 6-pointers. I give out 7-pointers. And I love these 3-team 10-point teasers. You can get them minus $1.30. Books are starting to get a little sharp on them and raise it to $1.37, $1.38 some places. But again, they've been really, really good for us. So let's hop right in, start going through. We'll go game by game. I'll give you my leans, kind of what I like teaser-wise there. First one, Thursday Night Football. We got the Vegas Raiders at the Broncos. Right now, Broncos laying 10. Only thing here in this one, when you look at trends and kind of break it down, Vegas 1-6 straight up their last 7, 2-5 ATS in that same stretch. Now, Denver, they're 4-2 ATS. They've won 6 in a row, and arguably Denver's playing as good a football as anybody in the AFC or the NFL for that matter. Now, right here in this one, when you look at the Raiders have actually hung in there against Denver here head-to-head. Raiders have won 8 of the last 10, but the last 2 with Sean Payton at the helm. Denver has won 29-19 and 34-18 last year. So that 8-0 run the Raiders had has come to an end. And the only thing I would look at here, I could see Denver blowing out the Raiders. I can't see Denver losing. I think Denver in a 10-point teaser is great value. You get them down to pick. That would be my lean in this game. I just think that's the way to go. If you look at the next game on the board, we got the Atlanta Falcons and the Indianapolis Colts over in Berlin. And this one's a little tricky. When you got 2 teams going across over the pond, things always get a little hairy. Now, the Colts, they've made some huge moves. Sauce Gardner coming over. I'm interested to see what that looks like. Now, the Colts, they are 8-2 straight up their last 10 games dating back to last year. Falcons 3-7 straight up, but head-to-head with the Colts have a 6-2 ATS advantage over the Falcons, and more importantly, the last 18 matchups between these two teams, incredible. Colts 15-3 straight up over the last 18 versus the Falcons. Now, let's talk about that 6-7-point teaser. I'll run a 6-point teaser when justified, right? So, like if I have a 7-point, if a team is a 7 or 6 or 6.5 point spread, I'll use a 6-pointer. If it's like, I don't know, 7.5, where I don't have that point to where it'll push out if it falls right on one, that's when I'll go with the 7-pointer. So the Colts, they're in 2 of my most favorite 6-point teasers this week. Right now it's 6.5. I think if you get the Colts down to pick, that's extreme value. Now, I know that's going to be very popular. Colts are going to be on a lot of people's money line parlays. It's going to be on a lot of the 6-point teasers. I get that. However, I still, the value's there with them. You got to take it. You can't take the other side. Browns at Colts. Right now, 71% of ticket count, 85% of the handle on the Browns, 29% of ticket handle, 29% of tickets, 15% of the handle on the Jets. I would say tease the Jets in a 6-pointer plus 8.5. That's another thing. A 6-pointer to 8.5. Everybody thinks key numbers are 3 and 7, and they are, but 4 and 8 have become just as key. But in the Jets case, if you got a team 2.5, teasing at 6 to get her the key number of 8, that's what you do. Teasing at 7, you're at 9.5. That's really a dead number. Not a lot of 9s fall out there. If it does, you're just destined to lose it anyway. So that's where I would save the juice with it. Nothing I could really get down with here. These are just 2 bad football teams. The Jets have traded everybody other than Cedric Wilson away. If I'm him, I'm like, man, why didn't y'all get me out of here? Or Garrett Wilson, rather. So just nothing here I like from a teaser standpoint. But the next game I absolutely love to put with the Colts. Give me the Carolina Panthers in a 6-point teaser. Right now they're laying 5.5 to the Saints. Panthers, again, 73% of ticket count, 77% of the handle. Saints, 27% of ticket count, 23% of the handle here in this one. If you look at this for Carolina, they're 4-1 ATS and 4-1 straight up in their last 5 contests. Flip over to the Saints, 1-4 ATS their last 5. Saints are on a 1-12 straight up streak over their last 13 games. New head coach Kellen Moore having lots of problems. They've inserted Tanner Shaw, but Carolina's just playing well. With that being said, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I wouldn't lay 5.5 or 6 with Carolina this week. I think the Saints are going to play them tough. History tells you that. Over the last 17 matchups between these two teams, believe it or not, the Saints have won 12 of the last 17 head-to-head matchups with the Panthers. Again, trends don't lie, but I like Carolina with Colts in a 6-point teaser. That's my most favorite 6-point teaser. It's a very square play. I don't like teasing favorites a lot of times, but this one just makes sense. Buffalo and Miami, Buffalo laying 10. Right now, Buffalo's getting 82% of ticket count, 87% of the handle, compared to the Dolphins getting 18% of ticket count, 12% of the money. Everybody's going to be on Buffalo. Miami trades away Phillips. But remember, last time that these two teams hooked up, Miami played them tough in Buffalo. Now, Miami just 2-8 straight up their last 10 games. Buffalo has won 7 straight against the Dolphins, and they're 15-5 straight up their last 20. But here's the thing. 2 big things I want you to think about. One, Buffalo's just 2-4 ATS their last 6. They win, but they don't cover. Now, I know they went to Carolina and romped them like 40-6, 40-13, whatever it was. But then you have the Chiefs game. In that Chiefs game, Buffalo, Kansas City takes so much out of those teams. Kansas City, they get lucky. They get the bye. But now Buffalo, you got to go down to South Florida in the heat. And I know the Dolphins are a dead team. But listen, getting the Dolphins at plus 20 in a 10-point teaser or getting the Dolphins even plus 17 in a 7-point teaser, you have to play the Dolphins on the teaser. Buffalo's not going to blow them out by more than 17. They didn't do it at home earlier this year. And again, this is a real buy low spot. The fact is, Miami's going to end up getting 20% of the ticket count, 20% of the money or less. Books are going to need the Dolphins. You're increasing your odds in a 7-pointer or a 10-pointer. You're touching key numbers to where if it falls on it, it just pushes out. That's another thing. Check your rules. Don't play a place where ties lose. That's garbage. That's house just taking more out of us. Ties should push. A couple places ties actually win in the teaser, but nevertheless, you get Miami plus 17 or plus 20, you got to take it. That'd be my lean. Jacksonville at Houston. Now, this one's interesting. Ticket count and handle both split about 50-50 between the Jags and the Texans. Now, look, Mills is starting at quarterback. C.J. Stroud is out with the injury. Excuse me, got tongue-tied there. Jacksonville 4-2 straight up its last 6. Houston 3-6 straight up its last 9. But Jacksonville 4-1 ATS their last 6 against Houston. But that's really where it stops. There's 2 trends here that makes me love the Texans in a 7-point teaser, getting them at 8.5. And here it is. Jacksonville is just 3-12 straight up their last 15 on the road. I'll say that again. Jacksonville is 3-12 straight up their last 15 on the road. And Houston and Jacksonville head-to-head, 15 of the last 18 have went to the Texans. I can make the argument Davis Mills might be better than C.J. Stroud. I know that's like a hot take and people might get like all wigged out. But Mills is a serviceable backup, very much like a Jacoby Brissett. He's going to come in here, sling the pigskin. I like Houston in a 7-point teaser plus 8.5. I don't like teasing it back around the other way. I can't trust Jacksonville. Listen, they barely beat the Raiders, and the Raiders are horrible, right? I know the Texans have a great defense, but the Texans have the Jags number. If you get the Texans at plus 8.5, I think that's a great play. Ravens at the Vikings, 70% of ticket count, 92% of the money is on the Ravens. Remember last week, the most bet game, both ticket and money, was the Lions in the whole world. Everybody, all books needed the Vikings. What happened? Vikings won outright. Well, not much has changed this week. 30% of the tickets going to Vikings, only 8% of the money right now across all books. Vikings catching that 14.5. Listen, give me the Vikings in a 10-point teaser plus 14.5. If you're telling me I can get the Vikings plus 14.5 with Denver to win, and I'm just looking for one more dance partner, I'm down for that. I also think you could take them in a 7-point teaser. Now you might say, RJ, why the 6-point? Why the 7-pointer there instead of the 6? 6-pointer gets me 10.5. Again, 3, 7, 10. I know those are everybody's numbers, but if you go back and you look, 4, 8, and 11 have become just as key. 11.5, 21, 10 covers it for you. 28, 17 covers it for you. Picking up while I'm laying down. Vikings in a 7 or 10-point teaser, definitely the way to go. I think the Vikings win this game outright and shock the world. I might sprinkle a little money line there, plus $2 on them. Patriots at the Buccaneers. Nothing from a teaser perspective I want to get into in this one. Giants and Bears. Listen, the Giants catching 4.5. I know the Bears have been scoring points at will. They scored 47 on the Bengals, but they also gave up 42. Right now, I know the Bengals got more options than the Giants. Scadaboo's out, Neighbors out. Right now, Bears getting 66% of the money, 64% of the tickets, 36% of tickets to the Giants, 34% of the money. So I get all that. But when you look at this and you kind of dive in a little more, I think the Giants could hang in there if you put them in a 10-pointer. Look, they're 4-1 ATS the last 5 versus Chicago, but Giants 6-4 ATS their last 20 and 3-17 straight up their last 20. Again, I'm not going to run the window to put this in anything. I think Browns, Jets, Giants, Bears, those are the 2 games this week where I just don't think anybody should have any kind of teaser leg going on anywhere. I just don't see the value. I gave you a couple trends. If you see it, by all means, follow your heart, follow your handicapping, and do it. Cardinals at the Seahawks. I absolutely love this. Right now, Seahawks laying 7, 72% of ticket count, 80% of the money on the Hawks, 28% of ticket count, 20% of the money on the Cardinals. Listen, give me the Cardinals in a 10-pointer plus 17. And I'll also let me take it the other way and take the Seattle Seahawks down to pick. Listen, Arizona 7-3 ATS their last 10. Seattle 6-1 and ATS their last 7 and 6-1 straight up their last 7. However, Arizona 1-5 straight up their last 6 games overall. That big win coming against Dallas. But here's the thing, head to head, Arizona is just 1-7 ATS their last 8 versus Seattle, and they haven't won a game. However, I think you can middle this 10-point teaser. Give me Arizona plus 17 and Seattle pick in a 7-pointer. You could put Seattle with Indy. You could put Seattle with Carolina. You could take that Seattle, Minnesota. A couple different ways you could put it, but that's my lean there. Lions at Washington. Lions laying 7.5. Every book's going to need Washington. Jalen Daniels now out. Terry McLaurin probably not back. 92% of ticket count. 89% of the money is on the Lions laying 7.5. Believe it or not, I like Washington plus 17.5 in the 10-pointer, and I like the Lions down to pick. I just can't see a way Washington wins this game. You could do Lions Seahawks, Lions Colts, a couple different things there. I don't like laying points on the road, but I do think Detroit gets this thing done, especially coming off the loss against Minnesota. I think that's a good buy spot. Rams at 49ers. Rams laying 4.5. They're getting 59% of ticket count, 71% of the handle. San Francisco, 41% of tickets, 29% of the handle. Rams are 4-1 ATS their last 5 versus San Francisco. San Francisco comes in 6-3 straight up their last 9. The Rams come in 4-1 straight up their last 5. Rams have also been a covering machine, 9-2 ATS their last 11. Head-to-head, the over is cashed 5 of the last 6, and the over is also cashed for the 49ers 8 of the last 12 games that they've played in overall. Remember when these two teams hooked back up when Mac Jones made that start on Thursday Night Football? That didn't go so well for the Rams in that one. That was a game San Francisco won 26-23 in overtime. It snapped a 3-game win streak by the Rams. Over the last 10, the 49ers have taken 6 of those last 10. When I look at this, right now, 49ers plus 4.5. I love them in a 10-pointer plus 14.5. I love the 49ers any kind of teaser way you get, because you get over 2 scores, right? A 6-pointer, you get the 10.5, 7-pointer, you get the 11.5, 10-pointer, you get the 14.5. I don't see this being more than a 2-score game. These two teams always play each other tough. McVay and Kyle Shanahan, huge rivalry. Again, 49ers in your teasers. I love teasing dogs. Good money in doing that. Pittsburgh at LA. This is probably going to be one of the 3 best games of the week. I would say this game, the Rams, Niners, and the Patriots, Tampa Bay, and Philly, Green Bay. Those are your 4 best games. We get Steelers and Chargers on Sunday Night Football. Right now, Chargers laying 3, getting 42% of ticket count, 27% of the handle. Pittsburgh getting 58% of the tickets, 73% of the handle in this. Listen, Pittsburgh, 7-point teaser plus 10. Bada bing, bada boom. This game's going to be a 1-possession game down to the end. Pittsburgh 4-2 ATS their last 6, 4-2 straight up. Against the Chargers, though, Steelers have rolled. Chargers themselves are just 1-5 ATS their last 6 and 9-4 straight up their last 13. Let's go back to the head-to-head. Pittsburgh 4-1 ATS their last 5 meetings with the Chargers, but total domination straight up. 11-4 straight up their last 15 versus Chargers. So I can get a team in a 7-pointer plus 10, which there is no home field advantage. Steelers will have the home field advantage because the terrible towels out there in California will be waving. The Steelers crowd will dwarf the Chargers fans in that stadium in SoFi. I got a team 11-4 over the other team, and I'm getting plus 10. Pittsburgh plus 10 and a 7-pointer. Going to be a great look. Pittsburgh and Detroit. That'd be a good one. I like that. Last one on the board, another team. Tease them dogs. Tease it any way you want. Philly at Green Bay. Philly catching 2.5. Now, ticket count in this one, 79% ticket count, 61% of the money on the Eagles, 21% ticket count, 39% of the handle is on the Green Bay Packers. But look, Packers just won 5 ATS their last 6. They are tough at home, 6-2 straight up over their last 8. But here's what I love. Philly, 12-2 straight up their last 14 and 10-4 ATS over that stretch. They've been winning. They've been covering. They're 4-1 ATS head-to-head with Green Bay. All the stats point to Philly. Plus, Philly's coming off the bye. Again, I told you this with Arizona. We gave it out. People laughed. Arizona rolled Dallas. We had Atlanta off the bye. They beat Buffalo. We had the Bears off the bye that same night. On Monday night, they beat Washington. These teams coming off the bye have been extremely profitable this year for whatever reason. And on top of it, Philly, their defense, they just added 3 key pieces. Howie Roseman just absolutely winning the week, and they didn't even play. Philly's coming out. I don't know if they'll beat Green Bay. These are 2 good teams. Green Bay's in a low spot. Green Bay needs to come out swinging. I would take the plus 3 with Philly if I get it, if it presents itself. But listen, a 6-point teaser getting Philly plus 8.5 or a 10-pointer getting 12.5, forget about it. Give me my Philly cheesesteak, and I'll take the Philadelphia Eagles in that teaser. All right, so I'm going to give you my best 6 or 7-point teaser, and I'm going to give you my best 10-point teaser. You guys fade or follow, whatever you want to do. 10-point teaser, I want the Denver Broncos getting them down to pick. I want the Minnesota Vikings plus 14.5, and I want the San Francisco 49ers plus 14.5. Then next, 7-point teaser. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Detroit Lions. My 6-pointer, give me the Philadelphia Eagles and the Indianapolis Colts. Again, click that like, hit subscribe. I hope we can help make you some money. Again, teasers, we've been on fire. Check out all of our college football content. God bless and happy handicapping.